big boss that's special. It ain't no game, but they saying welcome to the second level. Second level gaming.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to our coverage of Indy Popcon 2018, and I'm with the lovely Lauren from Thousand Faces Cosplay.
Hi.
I feel like it's become a tradition.
It is.
This is where I met you.
Oh my gosh.
This is where I met you. Yeah, you were over there.
Yeah, we were over.
And I didn't know who you were because I'd not played Borderlands at the point.
Yeah.
And you terrified me. You and Ethan both were
I
terrified.
loved that. I do remember that
Yeah,
moment.
I was like, I don't know what to ask about
Are
the character
you
because I don't know who that
still
is.
scared?
Sometimes.
Okay,
I'm
that's
more
good.
scared when you're in costume out of character because it's terrifying when you do the flip, the switch goes on. You're like,
Hi,
oh.
Button. How's it going? Are you okay? Are you
No,
okay?
no, I'm terrified. One of the things we want to talk about, because we talk to you, I feel like every con we see you at, is you started doing some boudoir, or is that how you pronounce it?
Boudoir.
Boudoir.
Yes, let's adjourn to the boudoir.
So one of the things when we first met you, you still are relatively shy when you're not inside of a personality, a person.
Yeah.
Is that the best way to say it?
Yeah, not when I'm donning my armor.
Yes.
Yes.
And you've come a long way, I would say, in probably the last 18 months publicly. I'm sure there's a lot more behind the scenes that has happened.
Yes.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the journey of how you've come to open up? Because I feel like every time we see a picture, especially on the modeling page, I don't want to say risque, but there's more and more skin.
It gets a little risque.
Yes,
I
I make sure I don't have that open at work.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
That's an ongoing rule for our
Yes.
modeling page now,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah.
So it's all a new experience for me, just simply because I never really thought I would be comfortable enough in my own skin to ever be able to pursue that kind of art.
Mhm.
I mean, growing up, I always, with artists surrounding me at all times, grew up with a view of the human body as an art form.
Mhm.
And I, my whole life, have covered that up and never really experienced body painting or nude photography or bodyscapes or anything like that. And I kind of a lot's been happening in my life personally with panic, anxiety, and depression that I got to the point where I was like, if I'm not going to push my boundaries and be brave, I don't think I ever will be. So I just kind of I literally put on Facebook, hey, I'm looking to do some freelance modeling. Suddenly, by some form of magic, I had all of these people contacting saying, this is a really cool idea. I'm really happy to see that you're pursuing this. And photographers wanting to talk to me about how posing works and just in general collaborate. And it was an honor. And that kind of pushed me to not back out. Because I wanted to up until the moment that I walked out of the room.
I was gonna say it's got to be intimidating, especially. Let's talk about the first time.
It really is.
The first time you went to one, you're like, okay, this is actually a thing.
I walked in and I'm like, okay, I've never met this woman and I'm going to be naked for an extended period of time in front of her. And then she was totally awesome.
Did you intentionally do a female photographer at first?
No.
Or is that just a happenstance?
It just kind of happened because our wonderful photographer that we usually, she's basically our photog mom, Carrie Meyer of Insomniac Studios, moved to explore her dreams further to Orlando. And we're from St. Louis, as you know.
It's a little bit of a drive.
It's a little bit of a drive. And she hooked us up with Kim Ackerman from, Bella Boudoir and Vogue Portrait Studio. And we just hit it off because she's the same as Carrie. So she kind of rolls with our nonsense. She likes to laugh. She's cool with me farting in her studio. Absolutely.
The important things.
The important things,
See, Tom, some people are cool with farts. He hates when I fart in the hotel room.
Really? Man, why you gotta be like, he brewed that for you all day. Man, way to go!
I had a manimal from Scotty's Brew House. So that's all I'm going to say.
Yes, but anyway, so the photographer was really great, and she made boudoir and sexuality not scary, which I was afraid to show everyone that I, have girl parts and have a body and can do art just outside of my comfort zone. But it was one of those things that I kind of forced myself to do it. To prove to myself that I could. It's
really cool too, because like we show friends all the time you guys' cosplay stuff and now the boudoir stuff. And
you're so sweet.
I have a friend. I won't say her name on camera because I don't know if she wants me to, but I showed her some of the stuff you've been doing, and she's like, "That is so awesome," because she's very much, she doesn't like the skin she's in. And she's like,
we both understand.
And she's like, I love that she can do this, and I would love to get to that point at some point, because she does photography herself, but she's done like underwear stuff.
Yeah.
But she's like, I want to do a full like nude set. She goes,
Yeah.
I don't think I'd, no pun intended, wouldn't have the balls to do it, type thing. So.
That's a good one.
Yes, I
It
tried.
was a good one. Yeah, and you know, I always thought the same thing. Like when I first started cosplaying, I kind of looked at other women who were doing the same thing, and I was like, wow, I really wish I could love myself enough to do something like that. Because it's not about the looks that you get from others. It's not about the likes. It's not about the validation, as a lot of people like to call it. It's about you experiencing your art and being comfortable in your own skin. And honestly, through boudoir, I never thought I would say, but it's been empowering as all get out, dude. Like being able to strip down and be like, this is my butt, these are my bits, you know, and being able to like, right now I'm showing my stomach. What's that about? Hello, stomach.
It's a thing. I have this.
Yes, I have this
I have a belly button as well.
Instead of being afraid of it all the time, instead of constantly looking in the mirror and saying, oh, I wish I had this, I wish I had this, I wish I had this, which I still do every day of my life, son. But instead of doing that, I said, I want to see what others see. I want to see what I feel is inside me. And so I just get there, pose, do my thing, feel empowered, and walk out, you know, feeling taller than I walked in. You know, it's about loving yourself, and the journey for loving yourself is ongoing. But I'm glad that I kind of like leapt out the open window.
This is a big pillar in that journey.
Dude, like just getting out the door is a pillar. So I basically jumped out and didn't
Went
look
head
back.
first.
Went head first. You got to go head first, because I didn't want my anxiety or depression to hold me back anymore, because it was changing who I was as a person. It took my bubbly nature and, you know, put out that fire. And I wasn't about to have that, because there are causes I want to stand up for. There are things I want to do. There are things I want to tell people and things I want to say, and I can't let my anxiety and depression keep me in that closet.
And one of the things we love both you and Ethan for is the fact that you stand for stuff. Like we noticed in the, I know it's very generic, but we noticed in the book they gave out, cosplay is not consent. And I hear you and Ethan say that all the time.
Yes.
And that's something like,
don't touch.
Yeah.
I mean, you can touch if you ask for. If you ask first, and hugs are fine, but when someone comes up and like is grabbing your muscles or grabbing your bit,
there was an incident a couple years ago that I don't know if it was here or somewhere else, that I was just like grossed out by what was happening, and I felt the need to say something to the dude.
And that's good. I'm glad you did. Because a lot of people, honestly, man, a lot of people don't. They watch these people in these uncomfortable situations and they allow it to happen because they're like, oh, they'll deal with it. You have no idea the amount of people that have come up to me and said that certain experiences in public where people have been watching, kind of clapping essentially, because if you're not saying something, you're complicit, man.
Yeah, you're part of the problem.
You're part of the problem. Like, you're letting someone talk down to these people. And people come up and say, man, I've been really tainted in the community because of this, and this. And it is situations like that where no one has rescued them. So I'm the first person to get up and be like, excuse me.
Back off.
You know, and I get feisty with
Oh,
people.
Yes, you do.
I get so feisty.
Oh, yes, you
Someone
do.
comes up and grabs Ethan's muscles. I'm sorry. Did you pay on that?
I have to show you a meme
God,
that you will love. It's basically, my friend posted it. It's when somebody looks at your significant other in public and it's just a deer licking the other deer, saying, it's mine, back off.
Dude, that's what I do. I'm
just
doing
lick
it with
'em?
my eyes. I'm just like, well, actually, yeah, I do. I do actually go up and I go,
Mine.
I'll just walk by and go, that's mine, and then I'll walk away, you know? Or even then, it's not even about, like, peeing on your territory. It's more like, be respectful.
Yes.
Like, yeah, look all you like, man. But the moment you go to touch, you're invading someone's personal space.
Yes.
You have no idea what you're doing to that person. So just be considerate. Rule of thumb, don't be a jerk.
Our rules on our channel, don't be racist, don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
Covers a lot of things.
It really does. You didn't think you had to write that one down for him, did you?
No. Fun fact. There's a reason we had to do that. I do have a question for you when it comes to doing cosplay modeling versus boudoir modeling. How's the experience in front of the camera when you're actually doing the process different?
Ooh, so when I'm modeling through cosplay, I'm that character. When I'm in boudoir,
even in between like shots and all that, you still stay in character for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I know the mind that I'm supposed to be in, and I try to stick to that mindset so that that character communicates, you know, across the screen. But with boudoir, dude, it's me. And I get so uncomfortable when I got to be myself. But luckily, doing boudoir has helped me to, I guess, break down that wall that I've built for myself. I'm now more comfortable with who I am. I'm like, dude, here it is. Take it or leave it. If you don't want to be part of the party, see yourself out. Don't be a jerk. Respect other people. Live your truth, etc. So I'm not really afraid to say those things and do those things. But like on camera, like it's hard to get it down. But once I get into a rhythm, it's pretty good because boudoir is all mostly the same look. Yeah, see? Look at you. So sexy, so sassy.
I'm not at all.
Work, queen.
Work it. I love that you guys also post your gym rat stuff because there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes.
Dude, that booty is not
to get where you are.
Yeah. Those booties don't come easy. We working, baby.
Because you did one. I think you were pulling a sled or something. I was like, oh my god,
sled pulls.
It's a lot of work.
Sled pulls are super great, keeping your heart rate up and burning fat super quick. I hate them because I'm not a cardio fan. Like I can lift weights all day long, but the moment you ask me to do cardio, I'm like, I feel like I'm dying.
You're like, I'm gonna run 20 feet and then be out of breath.
No, I get 5 feet and I'm like, okay, this is what death feels like. But
it's like Tom going upstairs.
Aww.
He did that yesterday. He's like, oh my god.
I mean, stairs are basically proof that the universe hates us.
Yes. Unless they move.
Moving stairs are great.
Yes.
But in general, like, it's nice to be able to share with people. This is hard, but you got this.
You don't just show up on a weekend and then suddenly you're Harley.
Suddenly it's all great. But like it's dedication. It's hard work. I'm not as good at it as Ethan is. That's for sure, because he can prep for a bodybuilding show, and I just want to eat everything in sight all the time. But like it takes dedication and hard work, and it's nice to be able to show people that, you know, dude, if I can do it, you totally got this. Because man, I'm a problem.
Because you guys recently posted the where you've come from pictures, and I had some people say that is really cool because you guys were super tiny, skinny people, and you've got a little bit more muscle on you now, a little bit more jacked than what you were a few years ago, and that's hard work and dedication.
Yeah.
Everybody's New Year's resolution is go to the gym. I didn't stick with the gym.
Hey, I work at a gym, so I'm basically cheating. So
yeah.
I'm there anyway, and it's just basically a guilt trip if I walk out the door and don't do something.
Yeah. I'll eat nachos instead.
Ooh,
They're
eat
so
nachos
good.
for me. Send me the cheese. I just want to.
We're going to a bar tonight. That'll be fun.
Ooh, enjoy yourself.
I enjoyed myself last night too.
Ooh,
I got a little too intoxicated.
Ooh.
There's a video we might show you at the end. He's got a video of it. So
great.
Is there anything you want to share that we haven't covered to them? What cons do you have coming up in the next near bit that people can see you at?
Okay. So you can see us, and we'll be raising money for the Endangered Wolf Sanctuary outside of St. Louis, Missouri. It's actually in Eureka. They focus on rehabilitating as well as reintroducing endangered wolves. And you can go and visit them and everything. It's awesome. But
can you pet a wolf? Is that allowed?
I don't know.
I would love to be able to pet a wolf.
I really want to, though, but I feel weird asking.
Can we make a field trip? I'll ask if you show me where it's at.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Cool. Field trip.
And all of their shops are in bunkers, which is really cool. I know, right?
Tom, we're going.
They've been there for a while. So we're raising money for them, raising awareness for the cause. Hey, think of our furry friends when you're out and about. You know, they can't ask for help like we can. So just keep in mind that the world is bigger than you. So that's basically the cause that we're working for right now. And you can catch us at Gen Con. We'll be at Doki Dokon. There are a couple other ones.
Can we order prints online? Can people get prints
Oh my gosh,
online?
I'm so glad you asked. Yeah, you can order prints online, and we still donate to whatever cause we're repping, which I just mentioned is the Endangered Wolf Sanctuary. You can also browse some of the other things that we're offering if you'd like to support us in other ways, modeling and cosplay. We try to keep the two separate because it's not everybody's jam either way. But if you'd like to support us, stop by our store, Envy, and we'd be happy to get a smile from you. That's our whole goal.
I appreciate you taking time. I love you. You know this. You and Ethan both have been so good to me and Tom.
Yeah, you guys are great.
It's wonderful.
It costs nothing to be kind, and it's really easy to
I was so
make
scared
friends,
walking
right?
up to you the first time because of who you were dressed as, and I was like, I don't know how to react.
I'm proud of you.
It was intimidating.
Yeah, all you need to do is hand me a cookie, and then everything was fine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
And not know who she was and be terrified by her.
I loved it because I was crazy.
I was so behind the scenes while we go here, because again, this is where we met 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3.
God.
3.
I didn't know how to react to you because I didn't know who Tiny Tina was.
Right.
And then when you flipped out of character, I was like, oh, she's actually not a bitch. It was one of those
I get
moments.
that a lot.
But it's
So
one
does
of
Ethan.
but it's one of those moments of like you're so in character and it's just like, oh, okay, and then all of a sudden it's like flipped out and you're like, they're normal human beings as well. And then again, once we started contacting you and talking more as time has gone on, like I feel not. It's gonna be weird to say I feel way more comfortable with you, but we're friends
you
now
do.
at this point.
Yeah,
Yes.
you do. I mean, it's
I love
evident.
you. I love you. I love you.
I love you.
I love Ethan too. I love Tom. Do you love
Ethan's
Tom?
okay. Tom's great.
Yeah.
I like Tom a lot more than I like Ethan, though.
I mean, look at him.
I mean,
He's English.
hello. Oh, is he?
Yeah, he is.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, Ethan's great, but
yes.
yeah, Tom.
But thank you so much again.
Of course.
We appreciate it.
Anytime and every time.
Hope you guys enjoyed that interview. I'm sure we will see you in the near future at some point because that's how
only
this
because we
happens.
stalk
Well,
you.
at some point we need to play video games as well, so that'll happen. So I may have destroyed an Overwatch over there recently, but thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, welcome to the second level. Bye.
No game.